So hi everybody and welcome back to Unreal Engine 5 full game tutorial series for absolute beginners. This is video 69 and in this video we continue with our game. And in my last video you see that was this task here, plan next steps. I showed you all the steps which I wanted to create, and one of the steps was to get assets and free assets if you can. If not, you can even create your own assets. And you can even create assets in Unreal Engine if you activate the modeling tool. I will show you this in a moment, but before that, let me show you that I have get some free assets. For example, these tubes, and I explained to you in my last video, these tubes are needed to kill our monster worm because our pistol will be too low to kill it, and we will just show it just shot this tubes, and these tubes will explode and the monster worm which is under the earth will die as well. But the problem with these tubes is I get them for free. That's not the problem, that's perfect. But the problem is, you can see, just placing them around here, it will not work. You need to make level design too, which means there must be a meaning why these tubes are here. For example, I show you where I get these assets. You can see I get these assets from this free tools here, which was also free. This construction site world tube. This was one in my libraries, also a free tool. You can see it's a construction site, and the nice thing about this is it gives you already a hint what you can do. You can create, for example, anything that here is something building, a building area, or they are constructing something. And while they are constructing, of course, they need constructing tools, and this is the job of level design. And if you have skill for level design, you can make it here. I'm not the best level designer, so I will try to do this offline, because level designing takes more time than functional programming, which I can show you here in videos. So with that said, I will go to the step what I want to do in this video, which is, let's go back here again, which is worm tentacles. I talked about this worm tentacles in my last video as well. What was the worm tentacles again? Let me show you this. Let's start the game from here. Let's see if I find this cultist. So you can see the worm will come later. Let me see if I can make the sequence here again. It was here anywhere. I don't know where. Here? No. Here. So you can see the worm is coming, right? And the worm will come later. What was that? More and more near. And you can see there we have made this counter there. And every time the worm comes closer and closer and closer. And I explained you this already, right? And the worm will one time so close that you can see tentacles out of the earth. Because every time when you're not walking, the worm will stop and wait till you walk again so he can locate you. But the worm will one time, like I said before, so close that you can see these tentacles. And then our job is to lure the worm here to this, let's say here to this tubes. And our goal is to shot the tubes. First to lure the worm here, and then shot the tube so that the worm is dying under the earth. So all this kind of stuff I explained, but the point is now how we make these tentacles, right? This is the job of this video here. And I will actually not show you the steps, because I found on the internet a presentation from Unreal, which I want to show you instead, which you can watch and learn it. And here the presentation which I want to show you is this Unreal Engine 5 guided tour. He's even presenting many other things as well, very nice things here. You can even check the whole video if you want to make an overview again, which is very nice. But interesting for us is the last part here, because the last part here, let me start this one here so you can see it a little bit.
So for the last part of this session, I'm gonna cheat. I'll admit I prepared something earlier. I'm gonna bring in a tentacle from the Kraken asset on the marketplace. Now I've limited.
So you can see he is getting this Kraken asset. I think this Kraken asset is actually also free. There was a Kraken which was free available if you get it for free. And you can extract some parts. And you can see he is just extracting here this part. And of course you can just create it on your own too if you want. It's not too difficult to create something like that, even if you have no skills in modeling. I will show you this with free model tools here in a moment, but let's watch this video. So what here important is, he get here just a static mesh. This is just a static mesh. And then he will explain how to animate this with the IK rig. So I will not show all.
So I'm going to go ahead and we're by the way VM system. It's designed.
So you can see here is he is showing the IK rig, the system in new Unreal Engine 5. You can use this, and when you watch this, he will
provide riggers and animators with tools to create flexible, dynamic, and procedural characters with artist-friendly interfaces. Unlike Blueprint, Control Rig uses its rotation.
Good. You understand it, right? So the point here is you will use Control Rig to animate this static mesh here. And he is explaining this one, so you can see it's not too much, not the whole video. It's just the last part here, which you have to watch. And he is really explaining it very nice. And I want to use this in the next video. But before that, I want to show you that if you can't find a free asset, you can also prototype here in Unreal Engine. And I mentioned before you can activate the modeling tools, but interesting is when you go here to select, there is a modeling section, but careful, this modeling section sometimes you have to activate. It's not all the time there. What I mean with that is you go here on top, go to the plugins, then right here model link, and then you have select this 2 modeling at least. I think here is if you want this one as well. This is for hair and so, but in my case I don't need hair. So I activated this 2 more modeling tools, and then if you make this, then you have access to this modeling tools. This is similar to a 3D modeling tool, similar, not so powerful probably, because a 3D is, like Blender is more powerful than this, but it is very nice for prototyping. And here I want to show you, for example, how to model a very simple, similar to this thing here. Not so nice, of course, like this picture here, but let me show you how easy it is. You just select the cylinder here. For example, you can see I have a cylinder, right? And now let's change here a little bit the radius to, I don't know, 5. What is that? Looks good. And then the length perhaps to 50. I don't know. Now we have 50. It's too less. Let's make it to 100, something like that. Well, let's make it 200. Make it 300. Oh, 300 is too much. 100 was perhaps good. 200. All right, we have this one, and now you can already see that looks not bad. And this one is just adjusting anyhow itself. That is also very helpful. And you can see this one looks already something what I can use. It's not perfect, but it is for prototyping very nice, very fast. I have here something, and let's say I want to make it, like I said, a little bit more like a monster tentacle or something. Let's change here a little bit again. Let's make this one now just 10, and let's make here this one 10. And now I can attach here something like, you can see a little bit modeling things. I can now attach here like something like so, and so, and so, and so, and so. So something like this. You can make this like you want. And we need to only make one because we can duplicate it later if we want more. And you can see something like that you can model. It's almost finished. And what I also want to show you, after you finish this one here, you can go back, and the problem is probably you say, hey, wait a minute, this is not merged. I think the modeling tool has here a merge option anywhere. I have not used it. Let's select this one, and here probably they have this merge here. I don't know more modeling tool as well so much. Like I said, I'm not a designer, but I try to learn it as well. So let's click it and let's see what it's doing. Let's accept it. And I think indeed it merged. So you can see it works. So even I have no clue, I created something. This looks of course not perfect. It was just fast made, but you can see I made something which can go out of the earth. And now I have just to animate this and put a material on it. And that will already work, right? It's not, of course, it's not so perfect like a modeled mesh from anything else what you get. But you see, it works very fast. That was some minutes just to create it. And the next part would be, like I said, this animation. And this animation you learn here on this video. I will link this in the description. And in the next video, I will probably still use the whole thing here again, what he is explaining. But I wanted to only give you the chance, just try watch it before. Then you can skip the next part if you want, because I will just animate this one here, what he does. And I think he's really explaining very well.
Now, we need to
let me show you the last example. Let me show you the last example, what he did. You can see.
Really working. What we're going to go ahead and do
Of course, we make not so a big one. We make just a little bit one for our game.
Is we're going to create a linked animation. So a cool thing here, I'm just going to save it out as an idle animation, and then I'm going to set the animation mode to be playing an animation. Okay. And so this is kind of
so you can see how this looks like. It's not
a weird
bad,
demo,
right?
We now have an island that we've created pretty much from scratch.
So you can see this one, this little move here. We can
with
make
some
this 2
wiggly tentacles going on. Again, that we created the animations for.
Something like this one I want to create here too, right? So from the earth, when I start here the game, let's start this one. Let's go here first to select mode. So when I start my game, you play from here.
Let's see if I find this.
The tentacles, which we will see, which we can comes out here on the earth, and then we try to lure them here. And all time, like I said, when we stop this tentacle here, will be then visible. And when he's here on the tubes, we shot the tubes, and then we will also create an explosion. Explosion animation would be good that we get it also from free assets, because explosions are also very well known. But of course, explosions you can also create yourself if you want, if you know this emitters. And so, by the way, emitters are here on this video as well. So you can go here on his presentation how to create particles, not emitters, sorry, particles. The new particle system in Unreal Engine 5, by the way, not the old one. The old one was Cascade, and now we have this system here. And this is also interesting. If you want to create your own explosion effects, then it shows how to use particles, because explosions is a particle. But I think there are many particles out there, or I mean many free explosions are out there. You will find probably one already which you can use. But of course, if you want to create your own one and learn a little bit how to make this, you can make this one as well. I probably will get a free explosion, because I think there are really many things. And with that said, I think I stopped this video, because like I said, you should watch this video first. He is explaining all the parts very nice, and then in the next video I will implement this, what he does here as well, in a more, in my more game specific way. And like I said, don't forget, when we get these assets here, I will try make this offline. This level designing take normally more time, so that's why I will not do this in videos, because you have to try to figure out how to integrate the assets, for example, in this landscape. Just throwing in like me, that will not work. Let me show you that. That looks anyhow out of place, right? That the tubes are just here and there is nothing. So we have to create here a meaningful reason why tubes could be here, and this is the job of level designing. Also interesting. So, and with that said, I stop here. If you have any questions like all time, or any comments, write it in the comment section, and in the next video I create the tentacles with control rig also, but you can skip this in the next video if you already watched the video, because I make the same just here that you see it again. And this one here, perhaps I use this one here just for fun, so you can see you can create your own one here and even modify this. Okay, that was not beautiful, that was just fast made, but it works. You can see you can change this shape here and then just give it the material here, so that it has also colors and so on, and then you can even use this one here. All right, with that said, see you in the next video. Good luck, have fun, and bye.